keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get.
All right, hold it. Badass broadcast and all that other intro. Jeff the Huffman point, man. I want to get right to this because this has to stop. The elitists on YouTube need to be stopped. They are the stick in the bicycle spokes of this thing rolling on. And elitism will take this down. Everybody needs to cool. And I know. Look, I know. I'm speaking to a minority. I am speaking to a minority of people here, and they are certainly entitled to their opinion. But it doesn't mean it's not dumb. And sitting there criticizing PhillyD for doing what all artists do, whether they're painters or musicians. For some reason on YouTube, it's a bad thing and it's manipulation. You know, it's not like he's asking money from old black ladies telling them they're going to cure their cancer.
There's a lot worse people that could be doing this right now.
He's not even asking. And what part of your fucking brain thinks that money's not going where it's supposed to fucking go?
Right.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't like the way he said it. He was being manipulative. It was kind of like, he was like selling something. That's because he is. And whenever you solicit, I don't know what's fucking wrong with my tongue. Whenever you solicit donations, it's fucking lame. Want to fucking prove it? Go to my last Patreon video. It sucks. And I hated fucking doing it. I hated it. I hated doing it. It sucked because I had to act like a big fucking phony. And that's what you have to do in the corporate world when you're selling something, when you're soliciting something. Mm-hmm. You sound like a fucking lame-o, so you don't have to offend anybody. It's completely insane, especially in these times. Especially in these times when nobody's making a fucking dollar. And I got news, Clown, I love you to death. You don't know if he can afford it. You have no clue. Well, he could afford it. He's made millions. You don't know what he made.
Nobody knows other than him.
Nobody knows other than him.
Doing it for a reason.
No one. Nobody knows nothing. And to think about this, we don't know exactly what he's doing. It's like a 24-hour news network. By the way, do you think the fucking young Turks sit around and go, George Soros, give me your money. Come on. Everybody fucking relax. Wouldn't you relax? Fuck you. It's my show. I'll do what I want. Jesus Christ, why is it so much different? It's insane. YouTube is completely insane. You monetized a video where you talked about somebody dying. Well, pick up a fucking newspaper. There's a lot of dead people being talked about in that fucking newspaper, and check the back of the newspaper. It's got nothing but ads. Every newspaper is monetized. Why is it different with YouTube? I don't get it. It's stupid. It's dumb in every fucking way. He's got the money. He's made millions. This could be a fucking up to a $10 million investment. And if he's made 3 or 4, why should he have to risk all of it? And put his family is accustomed to a certain lifestyle. He's got to fucking throw he's got to push all in on the poker table. He's got to put all his chips up for this thing that's probably not going to end up working anyway. Are you fucking nuts? Nuts? Crazy? Oh, and Keemstar called it snake oil. Keemstar, of all fucking peoples, called it snake oil.
Keemstar said.
It's completely snake oil. I tell you what's fucking snake oil, Keemstar. It's a snake oil is going to your fan base and telling them the Clown tried to screw you when he didn't, and you're a proven fucking liar. That's snake oil. You know what else is snake oil? Taking two new guys on Baited and screwing them too. I know if I give PhillyD money, he's gonna fucking put it where he says he's going to put it. And if he doesn't, guess what? He goes to jail! He goes to jail! Jesus Christ. And all these elitists are going to stick their fucking nose up at this. They're completely nuts. They're completely insane. Yeah, it was very manipulative of them. Well, guess what you do? It was no more, you manipulate people to fucking buy into what you're selling. And what he's selling is a news network. It's no more manipulative than a fucking McDonald's commercial that shows the Big Mac looking a lot fucking better than Big Macs look.
Don't invest in it if you don't want it to happen.
Here's another thing. Hashtag don't donate. Don't like it? Don't fucking donate. It's that simple.
Same thing if you don't want to watch this. Upper right-hand corner, click.
Look,
You don't have to do anything.
I'm not trying to shut anybody up. If you think it's unseemly that he did what he did, okay, fine. But don't sit there and give me this snake oil bullshit. Snake oil coming from Keemstar. And let me tell you something right now. He's not fucking mad because he's ripping off his own fans. Keemstar's pissed off because guess what? He's moving out of YouTube. And let me tell you something. Nobody wants out of YouTube more than fucking Keemstar. He wants to go to the next level just like everybody else. We're talking about a guy that had a fucking heart attack when Zoe Berger was paying attention to him, scarce, and not him. So don't think this has anything to do with his self-righteousness. It's about Keemstar. What a fucking shock. It's snake oil. Give me a break. And here are all you other dumb motherfuckers that don't want people to donate, or you're going to sit there and thumb your nose at people who do. If this thing works, and it's not, but that's a different story altogether. If this thing works, do you know how many jobs he's going to create? It's a 24-hour news network. He's got to fucking pay people a living goddamn wage. What's a living wage in the United States now? What, $70,000? Something like that, anywhere between $40,000 and $70,000. That's a lot of fucking money.
Hell of a lot more than that, Mick.
At first I even said to myself, well, maybe it's fucked up that he doesn't put on his Patreon page the exact amount of money that he's making. But then I thought about it. Oh, the elitists will use it. Well, you just raised $200,000. You can close your Patreon now. Not knowing what the fuck, what it takes to do something like this.
Yeah, what it takes, all the little investments you got to make to keep it running.
Yeah. You guys who are sticking your nose at the people that are opening Patreon are actually curtailing the advancement of this fucking platform and many other on the internet. We're in the fight with the goddamn old media right now. And you're going to say, don't open up a Patreon because it goes against our little ethic rules that don't really exist in the fucking first place. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. You should be embarrassed. All right, you're entitled to your opinion. Maybe you don't feel good about it, but it's stupid. It's stupid because it's an automatic, when you say something like that, it is an automatic double standard. It's a double standard for YouTubers and every other artist or band or people that fucking, let's say you want to start a church. Guess what you do? You ask for donations. And guess what? When you go on and ask for donations, you're really fucking charming about it. And you tell people you really need it or else. Guess what? That's just the way it works. Everything that's sold in the United States and the world over is done like that. If he pulls this off, and it makes millions, he's going to hire thousands.
Like, isn't this what everybody wants? Like a network like this? Where you can, have the different opinions. Wouldn't you want this to succeed?
You would think. No, you open up a Patreon. I didn't open up a Patreon.
Fine. You know what? Go spend your dollar on your fucking Big Mac.
Yeah, that you got suckered and manipulated into. I got manipulated into buying this Big Mac. Oh, because they made it look so juicy. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, Phil made it look juicy. He filmed the damn thing where he's building something. How many of you motherfuckers out there that are thumbing your nose at fucking Patreon are building anything? Anything at all? I'm talking a Lego castle. Can you handle that?
Might be building a pretty dank meme.
It's a joke. It's a fucking joke. It's a joke. And the Keemstar, he's going to fucking lead the charge. You know what Keemstar's doing? You're not going without me. You're not going without me. You can't leave me here. I'm stuck here. Here's another thing, Keemstar. Drama Alert's production value sucks. It sucks. It's always sucked. The only thing that's got it over is A, you're pretty funny, and B, it's the content that you don't produce. It just happens organically. Philly is 10 times better than you. And I didn't even watch the whole fucking thing. You know why? It was fucking lame. You know why? It's a commercial. But I watch commercials every fucking day, and thank God, because I wouldn't have made the money I did the last 6 months if it wasn't for fucking commercials. You anti-capitalist. I don't give a shit, you fuck you're trying to call in. How dare you fucking say snake oil? How fucking dare you? You're on. You pussy out again? Apparently. If that's him, I don't know if it's him or not. Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Should I grab some popcorn? Or no?
Yeah. Ugh, fucking. God damn him. You fucking jealous prick. Who gives a shit if he's asking for money? How dare he ask for money? Everybody that does these kind of projects asks for money. Everybody. Everybody.
Everybody needs a little bit of help.
I just pulled you in, you idiot. It's the last time you're getting. I pulled you in twice. Motherfucker, he's fucking with me. You know what? I'm not putting him on. I don't give a shit. And anybody who's in my Discord told me pull him up twice, so I'm not fucking avoiding him.
That's Cavos' gimmick.
Yeah, that's Cavos' gimmick. You missed it. You're a fucking coward. And you're a fucking jealous little boy. Who gives a shit? I hope he... You know what? Why don't you show some class? Why don't you go up there and say, good luck, Philly. Best of luck to you. No, I'm jealous. I'm jealous because he's leaving. That's right, he's leaving you behind. That's right, Keem. He's leaving you far behind. And I'm rooting for him, Keem. I'm fucking rooting for him. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Fuck you.
Did you do a line before this?
I have you muted. Who muted you? Server muted? Okay, here he is. He's on. This is your last. He was server muted. I don't know why he was server muted. What the fuck?
I was server muted too.
How fucking dare you call him a snake oil salesman, you prick? Now he's not server muted now. That's for goddamn sure.
No, it's not muted.
Hey, you know what? Here's the thing, Keemstar. Your fucking shit doesn't work. Sort of like the way Drama Alert's production value is. It sucks, and fucking he's better. That's the last time I do that. I just unmuted him. I put him in. I dragged him in twice, and fucking he can back me up on it. He wants to call the fucking phone line. What's the Buffalo number? Buffalo area code. Let's check. I'll just check. Bufflio. Area code. No, you're not getting away with this one. I'm going to stop this in his fucking tracks just like I stopped your boy Cavos. 716. All right, if I see 716, big boy, I'll pick it up. Well, I'll be putting my Tommy C. memorial video, Stay Together, Start Attack. My fucking God, how dare he? The biggest snake oil salesman on the fucking internet. Can't even be happy for somebody else. Can't even be happy. Oh, thank you, Keem. Thanks for trying to get our sponsors back by making an anal sex joke. That was great. Good way to go. I trust Philly more than I trust you. I'm going to follow his lead. Not yours. Ridiculous. You listen to every one of my fucking shows. I didn't even put him in the fucking title that he showed up. I just want to point that fucking out right now. God damn it.
Yeah, but now that you mention him, you're going to be accused of using his
name. Yeah, whatever. So, all right. And the last and final thing. The mainstream media. He can't get investors. Because they'll tell him what the fuck to do. And right now, with all the fake news and all the people that are trying to fucking slam Trump and CNN being a 24-hour anti-Trump network, not showing any kind of journalistic integrity whatsoever, you know what? If you want a PhillyD fair and balanced news network, you're gonna have to donate. And if you don't donate. Don't donate. That's all you got to do. I'm not donating. You know why? I don't care one way or another, and I think he's gonna fuck it up anyway. But that's a different story, because here's what's going to happen. Here's going to happen to PhillyD. All the SJWs are going to come in, sort of like Fritz or Hippo Fritz or whatever he is. 20 years ago in the Wall Street Journal, that guy wouldn't be working there. If he would have screwed up like he did with Pootie Pie, gone. But you know what? That's their new agenda. Their agenda is to destroy the new media.
No, you get away with that shit today.
Yeah. 719. I think I got it.
Fucking morals don't matter.
Is that you?
No, it's not. But Tommy, you need to calm the fuck down.
No, I don't need to do shit. Get the fuck out of here, you prick. Do whatever I want, just like PhillyD.
It's back in the Discord. You want to try it again?
I dragged you up 30 fucking times.
I'll make it 31.
Talk. All right, I'm gonna block you. Yeah, what's the matter with you calling him a snake oil salesman, you jealous prick?
Finally, you've unmuted me, Tommy. Dude, first of all, let's get this straight, all right? Philip DeFranco got money from YouTube to start a news network, and then he sold the goddamn thing.
So what?
He sold.
So what?
So what's stopping him from selling this new thing?
So what? You know why? Because he can't fucking do that, and all these fucking pricks from the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and all that, he gets to run it carte blanche, sort of like you do. So if he gets the donations for the public, he can run it carte blanche, and you don't have to deal with old media interference.
Calm down and think, Tommy. Calm down and think. Everybody they want a free media, right? Everybody wants a free media. But that's the beauty of YouTube. You can have a free media.
YouTube's finished. Keem, it's over. The party, Keem, it's over.
Let me get this out. You do not need money to do this, okay? You can simply create a news channel on YouTube, and PhillyD already has this. This already exists on his channel, all right? What he is trying to do is launch more channels on YouTube, which is fine, which I support. You keep saying jealousy. This has nothing to do with...
You called him a snake oil salesman.
I am happy. Yes.
You used the word snake oil. That means you're not getting what you're paying for.
Listen to me. You will not get what you paid for if he sells the fucking company and it gets shut down just like Source.
But guess what? If that happens, and if that's the case, then you know what, Keem? You're fucking right, and he can piss his whole fucking reputation away. That's fine. But going to the public and asking for donations to get around the fucking old media, there's nothing wrong with that, and it's the furthest thing from snake oil. If you end up being right, he destroys his fucking career on this platform.
Are you controlled by the media?
No, nobody.
No, because you know what? You just created a YouTube channel.
Yeah, but I can't make a fucking nickel doing it anymore, Keem. It's over. The party's fucking over.
Well, it's the market. If the market supports it, they support it.
Yeah, and if the market wants to fucking donate to him, they support it. It's the same principle.
Right, but he is a multimillionaire.
Big deal. How much does it take to do what he's doing, a 24-hour news network? And how much fucking dick do you think the young Turks suck George Soros off to get money in there? He ain't the only one doing it.
Listen, you're adding too much to this conversation. You're buying the fucking sales pitch. That is, I want to have a free media outlet where it's not being controlled by the masses. It's not controlled by some guys with suits. Well, then do it. You don't need donations. You don't need money to do that.
Yes, you do. If you get a fucking investors, and the type of people that are going to come to him just because it's investors are going to try to tell him what to do. And in today's toxic media environment, I think this is the best course of action. Keem, I'll give you this. You did. Keem, I will give you this.
Squarespace, that's 50 grand. When he says Netflix, that's 50 grand. He is making so much goddamn money. The very last thing he has to do is ask his fans. A guy like you needs donations. A guy like PhillyD does not. And you know,
how do you know that? How do you know that? I don't. This project's huge, Keem. It's not just a YouTube channel. It's bigger than that. It's a network.
Because he has a backdrop of fucking construction shit going on in the background. It's huge, guys. It's absolutely huge. What a fucking joke.
Well, here's the thing, Keem. If he puts a 24-hour news network, you're fucking wrong. If he turns around and sells, I tell you what, Keem, I will get on my hands and knees and apologize to you. I will apologize to you on this channel. I don't care if it's 10 years from fucking now. I will apologize if he just turns around and flips it. But because the thing is, he's not going to want to do that to his reputation. This is a fucking risk. And
he already has and got away with it. He already has with SourceFed and got away with it. Dude, for months he's been saying, I don't own my channel. Oh my God, this horrible thing's happening. I can't believe they shut down SourceFed. You sold it for profit.
Well, so what? That's what you do. That's what you do. I don't think. Look, I'm not going to deny. You're right about this. He does lay it on thick. But don't all corporations, don't all businessmen lay it on a little thick to make a little extra sales, to pump something up, including yourself? Hell, I do it.
YouTube invested money into him, and then he just sold it. Now the fans are just investing money into it, and he might just sell it again, right? Why not take the profits that he made from selling those news networks and put it into this news network?
How much is that? How much is that, in fairness? How much is that?
No one knows, because everything's secret with PhillyD. Shit, people didn't even know that he didn't not own his own channel. People didn't even know that he sold his shit, because it's all in secret. He goes on H3H3's podcast and he goes, guys, you know, something might happen. I might not be in control of my own channel. And everyone's like, oh my God, PhillyD, we got to save PhillyD. No, he sold the shit. All right. Look, why go to the fans for a fucking bailout if you sold it? If I sold Drama
it's not a bailout.
If I sold Drama Alert for $7 million, like that fucking offer I had, all right, and then months later said, hey guys, I want to create another news network. Please donate to my Patreon. You would say that I'm selling snake oil. Why not take the fucking profits from the first time I did this shit and invest it into my new company?
It depends on what, you know what? Fair enough. I'll give you this. I'll back off on this, but it depends on what you, if you just started another YouTube channel, Keem. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're actually changing my mind.
They got fired.
Keem.
They got shit canned.
He got shit canned from what?
What's going on?
He got shit canned from what?
Hello?
Yeah. You can't hear me? I can hear you. Oh, fuck. See, he didn't want me to give his spot. Here's the thing. I'll give Keem this. All right? I didn't hang up on him or anything like that. I just want to make that clear. And he just popped out. I don't know what's wrong. I didn't hang up on you. You there? I didn't hang up on you, Keem. All right, everybody can see in the Discord. If you want to come back, you can come. All right, here's the thing. Here's what Keem's saying, and he's not 100% wrong. He's basically saying, he's calling the shot. He's doing the Babe Ruth, that he's gonna take this money from the fans. Which, I to be honest with you, if Keem's right, this is the fucking worst move ever. It's disgusting. It's repulsive. If Keem is right, that is an unbelievable. But I don't get that impression. Look, I know it's a sales pitch. I just explained in the top of the episode, it's a fucking sales pitch. But I will give Keem this. If he's right about this, if this is not just money going around this, he can't. I don't know what you did. You didn't do anything wrong, and I'm going to stick up for you.
My Discord.
He made a good. I got to give Keem credit. He made a good argument. If he fucking does this, that is that it's not even just snake oil. It's. I wonder if it's criminal.
That's one of the worst things.
I don't know. Like I'd like to talk to a lawyer. Be perfectly honest with you. You ask for donations and you flip it. I mean, I don't. Is that even legal?
No, I'll go to.
I don't care that he flipped something on YouTube, and I don't know how much money he's worth. But I get the impression this particular project, what he's doing, I'm thinking he's trying to do something like CNN or Fox News and have it run 24 hours. That's what I'm figuring. But Keem's saying he's not going to do that. He's going to take that money and flip what else he made, sort of like you'd flip a house. Right. If Keem is right, I get on my knees and I will apologize. Oh, I imagine people could sue him. His reputation would be destroyed. He would open himself to all sorts of lawsuits, and fucking Keem would be I'm sorry, Keem would be fucking right. I'm so weak. Fucking didn't have it. What's the better argument? Keem is making basically that he's going to rip people off. But in fairness to Keem, that's the argument he always makes. I'm a good person. You're a bad person.
Based on his reputation. Why do I hear myself?
I don't know.
Discord's fucked.
Discord's fucked?
Yeah, I was fucked up on my laptop earlier.
I fucking hate Discord.
So, yeah.
Well, I like it and I hate it. I turn my end off. But if he's right, and I'll give him this. I'm so weak. I don't know. If he's right, well, he's only right if it happens. If he opens up the news network, then fucking Keem is just jealous and he was freaking out over fucking nothing. I'm going on, and in some ways we're just on different ends of the paradigm. I believe Philly at his word. Keem doesn't.
He's got the reputation.
I don't know. He's got a pretty good reputation. I don't care that he got something for YouTube and flipped it. Big deal. But if he's going to the public and his fans and he flips something like that, which I don't think he'd do it. I don't think he'd do it.
I don't think he would either.
And the fact, and here's another thing. And here's another thing. If let's see, I can't imagine that he would put himself in that position. If Keem's right, he's fucking genius. Yeah. And I will apologize. But I can't believe that he would do that and put himself in such a bad position unless he's going to flip it so big that he's not going to care what people say about him anyway. But I wonder if that's criminal. I mean, I remember reading a story about some fan funding thing. This guy was going to make a board game. And it was the first fan funding. It's about I think it was 2014. And he was going to he went to GoFundMe or something like that. And people, God, he dumped like $100,000. He blew it. He blew every dime. He went to jail. Now, I don't know if this falls under the same thing because maybe he produces it and then flips it.
I would imagine it would.
But here's another thing. If he produces it, that's another thing. If he produces it and he flips it and it's successful, I don't know.
That's a bigger question.
I don't know. Maybe Keem's right.
Potentially.
Dave, where are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna take him at his word right now.
Keem is the most competitive human being I ever met that wasn't a professional athlete. And I'm sorry, when you're competitive like that, you're a bad person. 100% Jordan. Where's fucking thing?
Who are you looking for?
I'm looking for Dave. Dave, get in here. I need Dave. Straighten me out.
Yeah, let's just.
If he turns around, I mean, it's got to be fucking criminal. That has to be fucking criminal if he does that.
Oh yeah, that's.
All right. 708, you're on the air.
Hey, so I wanted to talk about everybody who's saying you shouldn't have a Patreon haven't made a video in their life, because it's an all-day event, and even scripting and figuring out an idea for a video that's actually entertaining is like an all-day thing. So if anybody, like, I can't see like why it's not okay to have a Patreon, especially now of all times.
Mm-hmm. All right. I gotta let you go, and you're absolutely correct, and that's the thing I was worried about, this PhillyD thing. He's doing some crowdfunding, right? I'm gonna put Keem back on him, give him one more shot. He's doing some crowd running, and it just kind of makes you feel fucking like guilty for, like, it's gonna have an impact on other people with the willingness to go to crowdfunding to keep their YouTube channel, and that's my biggest fear with this thing, right? That is my biggest fear, that this somehow will be a symbol. But what we're talking about now is completely different. I didn't expect it to go this route. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Thanks for the call, though, 708. I'll put Keem.
Try it again.
Keem, if you're right, I don't know that that's criminal. He's in here. I don't understand what's fucking wrong. I got a stereo mix on. Everything's fucking working. I heard him before.
Else up, see if...
Yeah, it's probably him. Well, I don't want somebody I trust. Leech, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, there's something wrong with Keem's thing. There's something wrong. Keem, there's something wrong on your end. And I can't keep doing. You're muted. How are you muted? You're not muted. I'm looking at it right now. I can take a. He's not muted. No, I can't do it anymore, Keem. All right, let's just leave it at this. Let's leave it at this. If you're right, I will apologize. If you're right, but we're not going to find out for a couple years. I'm going to take the guy at his words. And I think a lot of this is motivated by jealousy on your part. I know you. You're so fucking competitive. It's ridiculous.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what we got. Okay, charitable donations are sometimes considered gifts, but are occasionally governed by contract laws. A charitable donation can be matched to a consideration.
All right, you're in. I got him. Hold on. Sorry to interrupt you. Okay, Keem, if you're right, I will apologize to you publicly. But I'm
not saying that he's going to sell this new news network that he's making, because I don't know. All I'm saying is he did in the past. And I spoke to someone that worked at SourceFed who got fired, and they are pissed off about all this.
Really?
Because, they were hired on to work with PhillyD and do all this and have a great show. And then PhillyD just sold the goddamn thing. Mm-hmm. And this Discovery Channel fucking basically shit-canned them and turned the show into garbage. Right?
Yeah, but he can't pay them anymore. Who is responsible for paying them? Discovery Channel or him? Because he's not making any money from YouTube anymore.
But isn't it greedy if you are making all the profits and you're not willing to put your own money in, and you want to put the fans?
Well, how do we know that he's not putting his own money in? How do we know that he's not putting his own money in? I mean, I don't know nobody knows how big this project is. It might be more than what he's worth.
That's another thing. And that's another thing, right? Nobody knows how much money are coming from the fans. Don't you think it's a little shady that it doesn't show how much is coming in?
No, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because no matter how much money he puts in there, people are going to say, you have enough now, you have enough now, you have enough now, and you and me both, admittedly, don't know how much money this takes. We're going to have a bunch of people driving him crazy. I'm actually think it was the right thing to do by blocking that out.
When that amount of money is private and people cannot see it, then he can never be held accountable about how much money he's putting in. He can put $50,000 a month, and he might be making $200,000 a month. Nobody can hold him accountable for how much money that Patreon's going.
So you're saying, isn't this criminal to go to the public like this and ask for donations and then turn around and flip it just for your own personal monetary gain? I mean, isn't there some law against that? Because it's donations, it's 100% yours. There's nothing they can do about it.
Small YouTubers that can't pay their rent, they need a Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Millionaires that are creating. Where does he say that he's creating a CNN? Where does he say this ever? Nowhere. He's creating another YouTube channel and shows on YouTube. How much does it cost to create shows on YouTube? Nothing. It's free.
Well, it depends on what you're doing. I mean, he has, but he does put a lot more into it as far as, I mean, look, you don't necessarily need a super cool background or basically what he does. You could do it on the cheap. There's no doubt about it. But I mean, I think some people appreciate that his camera looks a little crisper. It looks more advanced.
This argument, right? that I don't want to be controlled by people. I want to we need money so I can be independent, right? He's already independent now. He already says whatever the fuck he wants.
But I get the feeling he's trying to build like a whole, like, employ people. That's if he turns around and does another news channel and fucking names it Phil DeFranco, I mean, then you're right. You're right. I'm wrong.
Oh my God. Do you know that Phil DeFranco was one of the founders of Maker Studios that sold to Disney for $500 million? Do you know that he made SourceFed, sold that?
No, I didn't.
Channel? Do you know that he's currently like getting sponsorship?
How much all right. How much is he worth?
$50,000.
Are you saying he's worth over $100 million?
I'm saying that he's worth at least 10, and that's the best guess he's got more money than me. He's got way more.
Well,
money.
I figured that you think he's got more money than $10 million, but I'm getting the feeling this is like tens of millions of dollar project. That's the impression that he's given me. But admittingly, I'll give you this, Keem. I might be wrong about this, but it looks like he's trying to build.
He doesn't need to build a TV network. It's not going on TV. It's going on YouTube.
Yeah, but if it's 24, you still need to hire all those people. I think he's going to turn it to a normal, like what the Young Turks do. That's the impression I'm getting. But I'll give you this, Keem. He didn't say it. I'm getting the impression that he's building something like the Young Turks do, right, but within it.
It's fine if he creates his news network and there's no ads on it, no commercials, no sponsorship deals. If it is all run by fan funding, I'm fine with it, right? But that is not going to be the case. All right.
Really?
There's going to be ads on these videos. There's going to be sponsorship videos on the videos. And listen, everyone can have this argument. They can say, look, if I want to donate to him, fine. It's my money. It's my choice to invest it. And that's fine, right? That's where the argument ends. But all I'm saying is most of these people that are donating do not understand PhillyD's past, where he once had this opportunity, where he once built a news show and just sold it for profit.
I apologize, Keem. I didn't know those facts. You good? I apologize. If I didn't know these, I didn't know the whole facts, and you did. And if you end up being right, I owe you another apology.
And here's the thing. He might not sell it. He might keep it until his dying day. That's fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, everything gets sold, right? Or it goes bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
A or B.
Yeah.
Listen,
but I mean, if he sells it in a couple years, is it really a big deal? If it makes millions and millions of dollars and employs a bunch of people, is that a big deal? But if he sells it next year, a year from now, I mean, that's a problem. If he went to regular working folks and fucking asked for their money, I give you that.
He got the money to start SourceFed in 2011, and he sold that and his own channels.
But that doesn't mean that's what you're thinking. That doesn't mean he's going to do it this time. You have to agree with me on that.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, but if I was an investor, I wouldn't. I mean,
okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Look at the end of the day, everyone's saying jealousy. No, I'm happy that PhillyD succeeded. In 2015, I was getting way more views than PhillyD, and I felt bad for him. He was like YouTube royalty, and he was dying over there. And it wasn't until he adapted stories that were happening in the community and doing what Drama Alert was doing. It wasn't until he added that into his news network did it take off.
But right? You don't think it was unreasonable? You do get jealous. You get competitive. Come on. You don't think it was unreasonable for me to come to this conclusion?
Why? I can make a Patreon. I can ask my.
I know you could do that, but you're not going to do that. Yeah, but honestly, Keem, in principle, if you were doing something like this, I'd be sticking up for you. I stuck up for you in the Daddy O5 thing.
Okay, how about this? To the people that are watching, I know a lot of you are haters, but type a 1 in the chat if you would donate to my Patreon if I went to go.
Oh God, I mean that goes without saying. I mean it goes
right. But
sure.
I am rich, and I am proud that I am rich, and I'm not willing to sit there and beg my fans for more content because dude, I'm not going to ask somebody that works at Subway to give me fucking.
No, I don't blame you.
I'm going to ask somebody that works in caves to give me money just so I can make another multi-million-dollar corporation or business. Like, I just think that this is a little bit too greedy, and with the history that these viewers don't really necessarily know 100% what they're getting into without the backstory. I feel that it's wrong, but at the same time, people have a right to give money to whatever they want.
I got you. But see, the thing is, when you put something like snake oil, that really, I mean, it sounds like you were charged up. I mean, I get accused of this too on Twitter. It sounds like you're charged up and angry. And here's my biggest fear. Here's my biggest fear. And you've made this abundantly clear. You think people like me and other smaller YouTubers should be able to. I fear that if this story gets big and you're successful putting this narrative over, I fear that smaller guys would be afraid to open up a Patreon because it would become something that's against ethics. That's my biggest fear. But you've made it abundantly clear that that's not the way you feel.
I don't want a YouTube where everyone has a Patreon. I don't want a YouTube like that.
Okay.
I don't want a YouTube community like that where everyone's just begging for money, because then it turns into Twitch. And I'm going to be honest, all right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch a lot of streams. And the reason why I don't watch a lot of streams is because a lot of streams aren't really about entertaining the audience. They're more about
raising money.
Thank you for this donation. Thank you for this donation.
Yeah, I know.
And I myself get caught up in that as well, because when
Sure.
people are donating, you got to thank them. And it takes away from the actual entertainment.
No, you're right.
On YouTube, it was pure, and it's becoming unpure, in my opinion, of entertainment.
Well,
and look,
all right.
go ahead.
No. I don't know that you're wrong. And you're making a completely reasonable accusation with the history to back it up. I mean, I know they're going to call me pussies in the chat right here, but I'm sorry. When you're right, you're right. I don't know if that. I like to think, and you would like to think. Well, I wouldn't say you'd like to think but you think he's going to fuck him over, and I like to think that he wouldn't. But considering there's a history,
I don't know. I'm just saying that with his history, it's a possibility.
I can't argue with you.
And look, the last thing I would want to say is Dromler is making about half of what it
I'm sure.
makes because it's ad boycott bullshit, right? I'm not sitting here going to ask for a Patreon because I'm still making thousands of dollars a month. I'm not going to be homeless. But not only that, if I want to make more revenue, and I've already started this, I'm going to actually produce something to sell to my fans. I'm making a new goddamn video game. I'm not just going to beg for money to put into something else, right? So I just think there's people out there that really, small YouTubers that really need a Patreon.
I think you're right. Could you do me a favor? When you cover this story, and you're obviously going to go after this story, could you make it clear to small YouTubers that there is nothing wrong with making a Patreon? It's been done in the arts for generations. And I think that's my biggest fear with this whole thing, is the fact that people that have something going, and maybe they only have a few thousand subs, but if they had an extra grand or two, they could invest in a new camera. I don't want them to not do it because Colossal's crazy or Keemstar says not to do it. That's my biggest fear with this whole thing, and that's why I'm so angry.
Their viewers, you know why Colossal's upset with it?
Why?
Because he sees it as greedy, and one thing that Colossal hates more than anything
is greed. No, it's true.
If you look at it, and you look at a multimillionaire begging for money to go make another $1 million project, that is greed. That is the definition of greed. He could do it on his own. You really see,
but you don't know that for a fact. But you're saying, all right, fine. You made a good argument. I can't even argue with you anymore.
Is one of the founders of Maker Studios.
Yeah, then he's worth a fucking pile if that's the case. And you know,
he sometimes this dude makes $50,000 a video, not a month, a video, right? Like this dude has big spot. PhillyD is rich, people. He is rich.
I apologize, Keem. I didn't have the whole story. I'll let you go. You want to take some calls? I guess he won.
No, there you go. Can't win them all.
He's right. He's right. If that's the case, it's not that he's right. It's just that it's a fair accusation. If he's done this in the past, and he's Maker Studios, I mean, it's big, but I don't know. Like we don't know how. And he's not guaranteeing it's going to happen. But if he flips this, and look, I'm going to be honest with you. Keem knows more about this game than I do.
Done. His credibility is gone.
Yeah, but you know what? He's yeah.
But today you can get away with that. So. And I've been looking while you guys were doing your.
He's right.
Spiel.
But you know what he did? You know what he did? Because this is how he fucking got me a year ago when we were fighting. He came insane. That's how you beat me. You call me a cuck. If you call me a cuck, it doesn't work. If you fucking come insane and you have an intelligent argument, which he did produce there you go. I still think he's jealous though.
No, I was looking while you guys were going back and forth, and I was actually surprised. It actually got relatively calm.
Yeah.
I don't see anything unless it's like a legally binding contract.
I think he's right. Once it's donations, it's yours to do what you want with it. It's sort of like getting a political donation.
It's not a legal contract.
He could pocket that money possibly legally.
He could.
I know it's a political donation. Like if you have extra money after, you can keep that money. All the politicians do. 720, you're on the air.
Seen anything?
Hey, how's it going, Tommy?
What do you got for me?
Yeah, so first off, the Young Turks do have a Patreon.
Yeah, how much is it? Do you know?
They go up to $5 to $25
Okay.
a month, something like that.
But the thing is, Keem's not making an argument against Patreon. He's making an argument against PhillyD the man, that he's doing something shady here, and he made a pretty fucking good case.
Well, can I make a couple comments? Like, one, doing it through Patreon is a terrible business move. He could have done it through his own platform he could have set up.
Yeah.
There's enough money to do that. You're paying Patreon 5% a month just to collect money.
Yeah.
All they do is take credit card.
Yeah, I understand that, but I mean, look, my biggest fear with this whole thing's been I just got beat in an argument. He didn't make an insane argument. I took what he said, called it snake oil, which it's not snake oil. It's really he used the wrong words. What a shock! It's Keemstar, but it's not what he's saying. What he's doing is he's going to the public. It's not right to go to a guy that's working at Burger King, that's a big PhillyD fan, and ask you to fund something when you're worth tens of millions of dollars. It's wrong. It's morally wrong. I figured he was only worth a few million, and I got the feeling he was trying to build something that was worth 100 million. But if that's not the case, and he flips this around and does another YouTube channel, or just flips it and disappears, I wonder if it's criminal. I'd like to know. I'd love to talk to a fucking lawyer.
I'm not seeing anything
Have
that it
you ever
is.
followed these Kickstarter things, or like video games that don't pan out, or
Yeah.
other things? Like, it's not criminal. What you do is you LLC yourself, and then if it fails as a company, so
What's
if you know
LLC?
that this money is actually tied to him personally. If it's not, it's tied to a LLC. Then he can just let it sink and then take the money out in like a severance package to himself.
Limited
Like
liability.
All right. Limited liability. Okay. All right. Appreciate it. I'm learning something. Talk to you later.
One last point.
It's like when they can't be held personally liable for the debt.
Okay, I get it now. What was your last point? Hold on.
Yeah, so like this guy has made a ton of money because he cut down the personal Snapchat thing. Like his Snapchat reward, he's not going to Snapchat you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like the $100 a month reward is already off the table. So there's so much money behind this. I
Really?
think it would be shocking to see how much money
Really?
is actually behind.
Well, I don't care how much money he
it's gotta
raises
be
as long as he puts it where he says he's going to put it. But that's not what Keem's saying. Keem's saying due to his history, he's going to flip it.
Yeah,
And I think that showing showing how somebody behaved in the past is a legitimate way to argue. Mm-hmm. You know, and look, I thought Philly was worth like anywhere from $2 to $7 million. That's not enough for what he's supposedly building. And you know what? He wasn't real specific about what he was building. Keem was also right about that. He shows you the building. That's 100% correct.
Just have to wait and see.
We have to wait and see. But I'd be a little. I don't know if I was gonna I was gonna donate out of rebellion in this particular episode. I'm not doing it. You know.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, go ahead.
How much content a day do you think he has to put out for it to be worth?
I have no idea. I'm a rank amateur at this shit, man.
Well,
I know, but let's
didn't he
say-
mention
let's say
he was
he
going to
puts
go
out,
from
like, 10
he's
minutes-
going to do 7 days a week
10 minutes of video
on a show and then make 3 more videos a week?
But he's building a fucking another studio. He doesn't. I mean, I'm assuming maybe he is fucking. Maybe Keem's right. He's building a studio. I'm thinking 24-hour news network. I'm thinking Young Turks. And I'm thinking it looks like the PhillyD. I'm thinking he's hiring people. I'm thinking he's bringing in newsmen or upstart journalists or independent. That's what I'm thinking. But in fairness to Keem, that's not what he said. And if he puts out 10-minute video, you just got ripped off.
Yeah.
You just got ripped
That's
the
what I'm
fuck
saying.
off.
I think people are buying into something that they don't know, and I think that's a concern thing that should be brought up.
Thanks for not yelling at me. You're right. Dave, I'm going to put you on fucking Skype. Thanks for the call. Dave, I'm putting you on Skype. Get off fucking, what do you call it? Discord. Keem's right. I would say Keem's right, but he has a case. It's not completely ridiculous.
He has a real nice, compelling case.
Yeah, he has a compelling case. How come Dave's not in my fucking...
Just give him a second. Give him a second.
How come he hasn't called this anyway? How come Dave's not on my... Oh, there he is. No, turn on your Skype. I'm not putting you on the other thing. It's a pain in the ass. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I still don't see anything where it says that's illegal. So
Yeah. I think that's what Keem's saying. He's getting around it. He's doing it the legal way.
and like that guy said, you could do LLC, so he can't be held personally liable.
And in fairness, Keem doesn't go... I mean, other than a fucking live stream, Keem doesn't go to his fucking fans like that. He never has that I'm aware of. People fucking donate and throw him $100 here and there. But, I mean, that's not anything worse than what I do.
You could throw $100 this way. Because I know I'm going to need it. I can't.
Dave, you're going to have to call on Skype on my Skype line. And you know what that... blocked this I removed him from contacts.
Oh, God. Tech Time with Tommy C.
All right, let's put Strangle. He's going to be on tomorrow for our new host. Strangle, you on the air?
Oh, lovely.
He's already blowing it.
And he's already fucking it up.
What do you got?
There we go.
What do you got?
God, I just at this point, I don't think there's enough. I think he's hidden his donations for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
well, yeah, there's people going to second guess him. What are you saying?
Bank on this. He's got like 8,000, 9,000 patrons. The $100 option's gone.
Yeah.
His net worth, we Googled it. There was lots of discussion in the chat. Apparently 4 million right now.
But that's exactly what I thought he was worth.
Yeah, that's the thing though, because I think
a little more than what you thought.
He got that money. He got his net worth.
But Keem made a compelling argument, at very least. He might be wrong. It might not turn out the way, but it's a reasonable argument.
His argument is one of clear black and white. It's either he's wrong,
or
it's
binary.
Genius, and he's been planning this for ages and setting up a brand of trust. I just don't buy it.
You just don't buy it, and there's a compelling argument not to buy it because I mean the damage that it would do to himself. It would just be. YouTube would just be relentless on him if he just turned around and flipped the fucking thing.
Credibility's gone.
YouTube's gone though. I mean, like, there's always
he's no different than any other snake you see on here. Ooh, voice crack. Wow.
Yeah, but you'll be right. But Jeff, here's the thing. You're right. The thing is, you're right.
I don't see the reason because he said he was going to be putting in money that he'd made into it though. In the actual video. I don't know if you've watched the video, Tommy. I think you've watched snippets of it.
I watched it. I couldn't stand it, and I turned it off, and now I'm embarrassed about it. You're right.
Oh, no, it was fucking cringe. It was cringe for me.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it. I just think he's trying to get donation. It's cringy. I turned it the fuck off. There's nothing wrong with asking donations.
It's like any other sales
He said
pitch.
He's hiring people. He said he's putting in his own money into this.
Yeah, I believe that.
Do you really think he's setting up a 24-hour news network, or do you think he's just doing like another fucking channel?
I think he's doing what he's saying doing until I'm proved wrong otherwise.
God, I mean,
I don't want to have to get my hands and knees and fucking beg Keemstar. I'm not very fucking happy about this either.
Well, I mean, regardless of this hypothetical, he's got such a big platform anyway. Does he really need a Patreon? If he's putting this money where he says he's putting it in, okay, and he's doing it to avoid the mainstream media, then no, there's nothing wrong with this. But if he's doing what Keem's saying, it's the scummiest move that I've ever seen. Like, that means, like, Keem's done some wild stuff, but it doesn't even come close.
It doesn't even compare. We're going into a whole other league here.
That's another stratosphere. And I do wonder if it's criminal. It's definitely morally criminal.
Morally criminal.
I have a tough time believing. But you know what the thing is? One thing I've learned about this, Scrangle, everybody's a fucking snake.
Mm-hmm.
It's like every time like I really trust somebody, I really like somebody, they always let me down.
Well, I mean, he's not let you down yet, to be fair.
No. And it's like you said, it's binary. He's right or he's wrong. But here's the thing. Keem's argument, based on history and past behavior, is not to be dismissed outright. If he's wrong, he just made a bad character judgment on Phil DeFranco.
A lot of people were disappointed in OJ when that thing went down. So
this seems like something completely different.
You put
honestly.
All right, I got to put that on Dave on. I'll see you tomorrow, by the way. Strangle's going to be our new host. Have all your social media and shit ready. I'm going to plug you. All right.
All right.
All right.
I mean, I don't think I've got stuff, but thanks for having me on.
Start. You're an associate now.
I'm an associate. Well, fuck, I haven't got anything, have I?
Yeah, well, you got blown up. Dave, why didn't you call me on Skype like a normal person? Sorry.
Set up for my show right after you, and I didn't want to fuck with stuff.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, why is Keem wrong? He made a compelling argument.
Keem's not 100% wrong, but he does have a lot of things he's just kind of thrown out there without knowing everything about it. And the reason for that is because there is not a lot of information on the sale of SourceFed to begin
SourceFeed, yeah.
Now, what happened with SourceFeed, what happened with SourceFeed is it's a series of mergers, not an exact sale. Phil DeFranco was there to the very end of it, which he had nothing to do with the closure of. That was actually all Discovery Channel's fucking doing of actually closing thing. It had nothing to do with him. He never actually sold it. He became part of a new merger, first with Reversion Studios and then again with Group 9 Media. It happened twice, actually. So
Okay.
It didn't exactly happen the way that Keem was saying it happened. Now, on the second part of it is nobody knows exactly what type of money changed hands because the reasoning behind Phil DeFranco selling or merging the companies was to keep it going. It wasn't really operating at a profit anymore.
Okay, that seems reasonable.
Now, in regards to what he's doing with this new situation, in his video, and he has stated also on his Twitter and other places as well, what he's planning on doing is, in fact, hiring people to create a news entity.
And so it's not unreasonable for me to believe he's doing like a CNN on YouTube then, if that's the case, right?
News network. That is the way he is selling it. That is what people are buying into, and I do believe that is what he is basically. He said it. I've heard him say it. So if it turns out to be just another series of him sitting in front of a blank wall or something, then I think there's things for people to bitch about.
Yeah.
But until that happens, the fact is, drama alert, scares anybody else that does this type of realm of media, which, by the way, they don't, because PhillyD's in a different class altogether. They don't touch him production-wise. They don't touch him. We know that they don't touch him fucking investigation-wise.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. If he's worth about 10 million, do you have a problem with what he's doing?
He's not. I actually looked that up as well. You can't find out exactly what he's worth, but all the sources, including Forbes, have him anywhere between 1 and 4 million.
But that's exactly what I said he was. I thought he was between 2 and 5.
Strangle came in and said what he was worth 4.
Depending on what source you're trusting. Phil has actually refuted the fact that he was even worth $1 million. He refuted that last year. He thought it was kind of laughable.
I remember that.
Yeah, so it all depends on the reputation of Phil DeFranco. If you believe Phil DeFranco, up to this point, which I have to admit, he's got a pretty goddamn good record. Now, if you want to start speculating like Keem has done and what he is kind of known for, then you can say, well, what if he does this? What if he sells it out from under it? The reality is, and you said it earlier, and I wish you would have stuck to it, if Phil sells this for no other reason than to make profit, which he's never done before, not with SourceFeed, not with anything else, because he didn't just sell SourceFeed, by the way.
Okay.
Both times that there was mergers, there was other properties that were involved, but people forget about that as well.
Okay.
If he were to do that, and it was just for profit and not to keep the company going, he's fucking done. It's over.
Yeah.
His credibility.
And he's got to know that. He's not an idiot.
So, look, I do think there is a little bit of a case to be made on whether or not you feel millionaires should be trying to look for outside investors for anything, especially when they're not sharing the profits of said company.
Yeah, because these are donators, not investors. It's different, you know.
Not a publicly traded entity.
Yeah.
He is a personal, private citizen who is trying to do something with the help of his audience that believes in what he does, and he is giving away perks because he can give away his time rather than capital. I don't see a lot wrong with this, but
here's the thing. It's either right or he's wrong. He's putting Philly on he's a shitbag hand, which, by the way, that's the hand he puts most people on, no matter what. All right? But he did show that he has a history of this, but you're saying he didn't even flip that for money. The other problem he's mentioned is Maker Studios. And I should have said this when he was on the air. Now that I'm thinking, it's one of those things where you thought about it. How much was Maker Studios worth when he got out?
He was at the very beginning of the Maker Studios thing. That's actually a little bit, there's a lot of ambiguity with that as well.
Yeah, he could have sold it for $100,000, and then they could have flipped it for a couple million to Disney. You know, I mean, who knows?
He even got that for it at the time.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a different situation back then. So, again, there's so much ambiguity with Phil DeFranco. There's a lot of things. He's either been part of LLCs or he's been part of other incorporated things. He's creating a brand new entity for this, an actual corporation. This is not just so things will be falling under different rules because he's creating a corporation. Now, these are things that he has said. So if he misrepresents what he's using publicly raised funds, then there could fall into a legality realm. I don't think that's what he's doing. I don't see him.
Yeah, it all comes down to who do you believe. Keem doesn't believe it. He has a reason to believe it. He stated it. I do believe that PhillyD is going to put it as because based on his reputation his past. Keem doesn't think because based on his reputation his past. So, I mean, it's a binary thing. You're right or you're wrong. All right, here's the deal. Keem just said in the chat that he wants to be put on with you. Here's the deal, Keem, and I'm not fucking I'll be honest. I'm trying to fucking help Dave out. But here's the truth, and everybody knows this on my show anyway. I've got to go to bed because I have a deal with the neighbors. So that means I have to go at 10 p.m. Central European time. You are more than welcome to Dave goes on right after I do. You are more than welcome to go debate him. His Discord is a little better than mine. It runs a little better than mine. Is it on your page, your Discord, Dave?
Yeah, it's on my page.
All right, go to Dave's Discord. You can debate him directly. That would be great. But I have to end the show. So, Keem, go debate because I have to call this a night. That's just the rules.
Good luck with that.
Nope. Okay, well, then don't do it. Then, as far as I'm concerned, Keem, he beat you in the argument. You might have beat me, but you can't beat Dave. All right?
No, what I'm saying is that there is a lot that people don't know. And
he said he's not coming to your fucking channel. I'm trying to guilt him.
I knew he wasn't. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, that means you lost, Keem. You beat me, but you can't beat Dave.
I'm not even going to take that W because I just think that there's a lot of misinformation in this situation.
Yeah, and maybe Keem followed the misinformation. But I will say this. If he did... there's so many fucking shitbags I've met in this. It wouldn't shock me at all if somebody did. I don't know if Philly would do something like that, but another YouTuber, would that surprise you? Not me.
No.
It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
No, but in this situation, what he is selling, what he's trying to do, I don't know. It doesn't seem like...
I'm a coward. I gotta go to bed, you fucking jerk. And you can call Dave anytime you fucking want. And he won't even title the fucking show. And I'm not titling this after... I'm putting you in the tags. But I'm not titling this after you either. It makes you feel any better.
He's very upset that I had to break up with him. We had a 6-year lovers relationship. Our beards
Tommy, you didn't know about that when you guys were in the army and stuff?
Yeah, I know. No, he was talking about Keem. Dave, get out of here because I gotta go.
All right.
I gotta go. I gotta deal with the I gotta deal with the neighbors. You know, coward. You're fighting. You talking, dude. You're worse than an Italian soccer player.
He's just trying to trigger you.
He's
just trying to piss you
off. No,
off.
He's not. He's spamming coward.
Well, you sound pretty pissed off.
You're a fucking pussy. Call him. You had your opportunity. I told you won. You won. Now go take on Dave. Or are you afraid because you didn't have all your facts together? You're just, and honestly, your only argument, Keem, is he's going to do something bad because I know it. That's it. If he didn't make a lot of money from Maker, which Dave brought up because he sold it early, and this, what was it? What was the other thing he sold? Well, if he sold it before it went out of fucking business, if he flipped this thing, went after, then this is just business, man. And sometimes people lose. And there ain't no money in YouTube anymore, at least for now.
Business ethics really aren't a thing anymore.
Everybody in the chat, I want you to go to Dead on Dave Productions. They're on my front fucking page on YouTube.
Hit the like button while you're
and hit the like button. I got 700 people in. If you fucking enjoyed the show, you got to see me get beaten in an argument, fucking hit the like button. It's not like I'm going to get any fucking videos on this anyway. And, go to the like and go check out Dead on Dave right after this. In fact, do it right now. Go check Dave. Watch King Pussy out. You know what it is, Jeff? I'll tell you what it is. Dead on Dave watched the whole video. That's the problem.
This is the almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist. Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you about to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing me. Head in my legs like she about to catch a pedigree. Chi-Town to King's home, slapping fives, black stones. 6 Mile to danger zones, bullets look like waffle cones. Folk affiliated to evolution of Machiavelli. Don't make me read them eagles to you like I'm Chip Kelly. They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop. I'm about to make it hard to breathe, here's a headline.